Hey guys, welcome to YouTube live session of Great Learning. So I hope you all are doing well and keeping safe. As you can see in the heading itself, in this live session we are going to talk about the introduction to programming and algorithms. Right? Now, this session is for those who are very, beginner and freshers to coding or who are stepping into the world of IT. So I hope you guys, will love this session. So let's start. Now, before starting, I must tell you about something. So those who are very frequent to our YouTube channel, they must be knowing about Great Learning Academy, which is a free initiative by Great Learning. So I just want to walk you through it. So this is Great Learning Academy website. Now here the best thing about this website is that when you scroll down, you will get an ample amount of courses on different domains. You can see data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence, IT and software. And also, not only that, but if somebody is very fond of learning in Hindi language, then you can go for courses in Hindi as well. When you click on courses in Hindi, you can get all the courses in Hindi. And yes, if you can see it's written free, that means yes, when you enroll it and complete the course, you'll get a free certificate. Okay, so don't wait. Just go to this website and go and see what all courses are there and which courses you want to learn. Complete the course and get the free certificate. Also, you'll be getting updates on what all live sessions are coming. So you can see today we have 4 to 5 p.m. where we will have a live session on Tableau dashboard, and then tomorrow we have for data science. So keep on joining, right? Okay, now let's quickly start with today's live session, which is Introduction to Programming and Algorithm. Before that, please give me a yes or a no if you can hear me clearly and you can see my screen. I'm waiting for you guys. Please give me a yes, a confirmation. Okay, I'm getting yeses. Thank you, Muhammad Ikran. Anybody else? Please give me a yes. And I also want a confirmation that who all are freshers or beginners here in coding. So just write I'm a fresher or I'm a beginner in coding, something like that. Just write it in the comment. I want to read how many of you are freshers here. Because according to that, I'll be teaching you guys in this today's live session. Please give me a confirmation who all are beginners and freshers here. Thank you for your yeses. Okay, I'm a fresher. Akansha Singh, perfect. You are a newbie in coding. Okay, Ibn Asari. Perfect. So this particular session is best for you guys. So stick to the video till end, and I'll be telling you here most of the things about programming and algorithms. Let's see what is that we are going to talk about. So this is the agenda. Okay, key takeaways. What are you going to learn here? So first we'll see how to approach to solve a problem. Like if a problem is given to you, then how you can solve. Because you know that in coding, always there is a problem which you have to solve, right? And to solve that problem, you need some logic, right? So now finding that logic is very difficult task, right? For a beginner or a newbie in coding, that's a very difficult task. That how can I find a logic or a concept that give me the answer of it, or it can solve my problem, right? That we are going to talk about, and then we will see what is an algorithm. That's a very important concept when you are moving into the world of coding. Before learning any programming language, there are three things which are most important. First is algorithm, flowchart, and pseudocode. Now, what are these? You must have learned something about this in your engineering, but not clearly, right? So that is why this session is there, where I'll be telling you what exactly is algorithm, why do we write it, what is flowchart, what is pseudocode, why do we actually need those things before writing a code in a proper programming language, right? I'll be also using one example, one problem, uh, like an Armstrong number or a palindrome number program, and I'll be teaching you how to write an algorithm of that, how to write a flowchart of that, and how to write a pseudocode. So that is what I'm going to cover in what is an algorithm, what is a flowchart, and what is a pseudocode. Problem introduction, we will see one problem and I will introduce you to that problem, that what it is and how you will attempt to solve that problem. That solving problem we will see in the topic solving the problem. Okay, so let's not waste time and quickly dive into the first topic in the agenda, and let's see, if a problem is given, then how to solve it. And remember guys, when I'll be taking one example, I'll be asking questions to you and you have to write it in the comment chat that what is the approach to solve a problem. Okay, so be stick to the session and listen to me carefully. Perfect. Let's move to the first topic, which is approach to solve a problem. Now suppose I have a problem. I have a problem that, I'm in my classroom, I'm in a college, I'm in my classroom, and I'm very hungry. I'm really very hungry. So I just want that the class should get over and I go to cafeteria. But to go to cafeteria, there's the process, right? The problem what I have is I have to go to cafeteria and I have to solve it, right? Let's see what you will do. So what you will do, you are in the classroom, right? And you will leave the classroom. Then you will head towards the staircase. And then you will go to the basement. In the basement, you have the cafeteria. You will head for it. And then you will have your lunch or whatever. Right? Now, why I'm showing you this? This is a very, quite a very easy example, right? Why I'm showing you this thing? Understand, the problem can be easy and can be difficult in the same time, right? Now suppose this problem is very easy, you know what to do. How come you know? That means you gathered all the information, right? You gathered all the information that I have to leave the classroom, I have to go to staircase, then I have to go to the basement, and then I can reach my cafeteria. So you first all gather the information, then you started processing it, you started doing it, right? After doing this thing, you came to the result, you reached the cafeteria. Very easy example. You all know how to solve this kind of problems, right? The same thing happens in coding. The same thing happens in coding also when we try to solve a problem. So there are four basic steps which you need to follow. Now understand this, and I will prefer that you guys please keep a notebook and a pen with you. It will be really good if you can do that. So keep a handbook, a note, something like that, and a pen with you, so that you'll be able to write the four steps which I'm going to show you now. That how to approach to solve a problem. Now, in order to solve a problem, the first thing which you have to do is understand the problem clearly. That means you need to know that what is the problem, what you need to do there. So in my example, my problem was that I'm hungry and I have to do something. I have to go somewhere. Gather the relevant information. That means how we can reach the cafeteria. Maybe I have to take staircase, maybe I have to go to basement. We have to gather all the relevant information. Then process the information. That means now we have to start executing it. We have to start doing it. When you do that, you arrive at the solution. Right? Now quickly guys, whatever notebook and pen you have, please note this down, because these four steps again we are going to use in our problem solving when I'll give you the problem. So please write this down. I'll wait for 1 minute and let me read the comments till then. Perfect. So you guys are all writing that I'm second year in college, I'm fresher. Perfect. Hi Suraj, hi Shruti. Okay, any questions? Guys, please, I can't see any question. Please give me any questions, like if you have any doubts related to coding or career paths, anything related to that, anything related to algorithm, anything you want me to discuss here, those things, please put it down. I'm not able to learn in English. Savan, this particular session is in English. Just wait for some more days. Maybe we'll come up with the same session in Hindi as well. So just wait for some time. But this session is purely for English. So Try to understand. I am using very simple words. Try to understand. Okay, how do we decide on what field to work on? The surrealist is asking, how do we decide on what field to work on? See, nobody can actually tell you that which particular field you should work on, because that is their decision, right? They are thinking like that. What you want, that is your decision. Now, if you want to go to IT field, then probably you have to start with it. You have to start learning some language or learn these things like how to write the algorithm, flowchart, pseudocode. And if you think that, it fascinates you and you're really liking it doing it, so please go ahead with that. Start learning one language and you will enjoy it. Start making some games, start making some applications, some projects based on that, and I think you're good to go. Don't ask anybody that, which particular field I should choose, because that is solely depend on you. You should try it. You should do some trial and error. Perfect. Vinit Tiwari, sir, which coding language we should start from as beginners? Perfect question. Start from C language. If you're a beginner in engineering, also we have C language in the starting, right? Start from C. Don't read it to the deep. Okay, don't deep dive into C language. Start from basics, learn some basic C language concepts, and then start evolving yourself. Start moving into new language concepts. I know Python is trending, but you can't directly jump to Python. First start with C, then C++, then Java, and try to complete some basic concepts so that you'll be ready for learning Python or Java. Okay, Vinit Tiwari, I think I have answered your question. You have asked 3 times. What is the scope of programming? As you can see, the YouTube channel of Great Learning is again and again every day coming up with 2 live sessions and many videos, right? So there is a scope of programming. That is why we are doing it. So yes, you have a bright future if you are going ahead with the programming. And yes, it depends on you how you are working hard, right? Okay, let's move and let's see what is the next thing we are going to do. Now, what is an algorithm we are going to see? But before that, I have a question to you. So I gave the problem that I am hungry and I want to go to cafeteria to have something, right? Now I am giving one problem to you guys, and you guys have to come up with a solution in the comment section. So I hope everybody is ready for that. The question is, you need to prepare Maggie. I hope everybody knows what is Maggie, right? So you need to prepare Maggie. Now, what you will do? These 4 steps are there. Understand the problem clearly, then gather the relevant information, process the information, and arrive at the solution. Now, you guys need to write it in the comment. What is gather the relevant information for how to prepare Maggie and process the information? What is it? Put it in the comment and I will read it through, and let's see how many of you are answering. Now let's move to what is algorithm and let's see what is it, right? Now, if you look, I have given some pointers here. Let's read one by one what is exactly algorithm is, right? Okay, now it is more close to actual programming. So it is not an actual programming, but it is more close to it. Now let's take an example. If I have to add 2 numbers, so algorithm will be nothing but step by step written statements. Okay, so if I have to add 2 numbers, the first algorithm will be start. The second will be you have to take 2 variables, right? Input A and B. Correct? You have to take 2 variables because you need to take 2 values. Let's say A is 10, B is 20. Now next what you will do? You need to display the sum of it, right? So what you will write? You will write display A plus B. 10 plus 20, it will display 30. Next what? Stop. This is what is algorithm for addition of 2 numbers. Now if I say how to prepare a Maggie, what will be the algorithm? Right? So again you will write here start. Then what can be the second? So maybe you will switch on the gas, turn on the gas stove and put some water in a bowl for boiling. That can be the second step. Wait till it boils and put the all the Maggi packets and masalas in that bowl, right? That can be the third step. Fourth step can be wait for 2 minutes. I mean, okay, 2 minutes exactly not. Maggi is never prepared in 2 minutes. So we can go for 5 minutes. So let's wait for 5 minutes till the Maggi is properly boiled and cooked. Fifth step can be serve it in your plate, and six will be stop. Now, why I have not written this here? Because this is a task for you. I've just informed you what are the steps. You need to write it in a notebook right now. Just keep it for you. That is what is an algorithm. How much shorter algorithm you will write, that much good programming or that much good solving problem techniques you will have. Okay, let's move to the next point, which is it follows programming construct to some extent. See, input A and B, it's a programming construct, right? That I am inputting A value and B value. Then I'm displaying A plus B, right? I could have done like, third step here that C equal to A plus B, and then fourth step will be display C, right? I could have done that, but I'm not doing that. Why? Because that will result me into 5 steps. When the problem is solving in 4 steps, then why you want to go for 5 or 6? I can solve it in 4 steps, right? That is what is algorithm. How much shorter algorithm you will write, that much good logical concept you will get. Algorithm is independent of any programming language. You can see this is not a programming language what I'm writing here. It is just a normal English statement, right? It is used to analyze time-space complexity. Some of you who are from CS background, you must be knowing what is time-space complexity. Is nothing but telling that this particular step, what time complexity it will have, how much speed it will work, how much efficient this algorithm is. And if I write a 4-step algorithm, then how much efficient that will be. So it actually tells you which algorithm will work very good in your particular example, right? Okay, what about the last one? It helps in further optimization of code. That means it gives you a better explanation that what you need to do when you're writing a code. Just imagine that I am giving you one problem. I'm saying that you have to write a program to find the prime numbers from 1 to 100. You have to write a program to find the prime numbers from 1 to 100. What you will do? You will directly start writing the code. And once you start writing the code, you will get stuck in the first line itself. It will happen, right? Because you are a beginner in coding. You don't know exactly what you have to begin with. So to begin with, you can write an algorithm for that particular problem. So how to find a prime number from 1 to 100? Write an algorithm of that. Write some 6 to 7 steps of that. Now you will have a better understanding that what are the steps you've been going to go ahead with. Right? So that is why it's written, it helps in further optimization of code. So it makes your process very easy. Right? You'll be thinking that why sir is teaching this? Is it useful in IT industries? In companies, are they using algorithm of flowchart or pseudocode? I'll tell you that. Don't worry. Now, let's move to the comments and let's see whether my steps for Maggi or the process for Maggi is written or not. Okay, so I'm getting some of the answers. Perfect. Let me read. So let's read some questions. How to process the information. Ikran, how to process the information means how you will actually execute it, how you will actually do that. Like if you want to go to cafeteria, like I showed you, right? So you will go to the basement and then you will go to the cafeteria. So you're processing it, you're doing it. That is what is processing of information. In a programming concept, I will tell you later on in this video itself. Sir, competitive programming is important or project is important for placement? Suraj Best. For placement, if you are in college and college campus placements are happening, project really does matter. Most of the questions will be around your project. Competitive programming is much of a skill kind of thing. If you want to improve your skill in programming language, any programming language, go with competitive programming. Uh, do some, get some certificates. That will be much easier for you and helpful. Okay, I saw somebody was writing about the Maggie thing. Let me read that once. Can I learn both AI and data science at once or one at a time? I suggest go one at a time. Start learning first data science. If you learn first AI, you will not understand most of the basic concepts. Start learning from the data science. Okay, so Vashanta Mikala has written that inputs will be Maggie water stove ball. Thank you so much for replying, Vasanta. And yes, this is perfect. Inputs will be those things. What will be the output? Okay, so Probit has written input processes output. Probit, welcome to the session. I think I have shown you a lot of time in my session. Perfect. Let's move to the next one. Algorithm we have already seen. Let's move to the flowchart. Why do we need a flowchart? Now see, we have written the steps, right? Till now, what have you seen? We have seen how to write the steps. Now we have to go and do it in a pictorial representation. That means in a picture representation, so that it will be easy for you guys to work on any problem. Now, before explaining this, let me tell you the answer, which answer to the question which I told you, that is companies using these things. See, in all the IT companies, project comes in, right? And when project comes in, you have to start developing that project. You have to start working on those projects. Now, what do you think? That project comes in and the next day you start coding on it? No, right? You don't do that. You have a team of maybe 5 to 6 members, and all of them have separate works. What works they have? You see, any project comes into your company, it will take around 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 months to complete that project. Why is it taking that much time? Anybody knows? So the thing is, basically, in the starting period, they are taking time to take out the algorithms. They're writing the steps that to solve this or to make this product, how we can go ahead, what can be the steps, right? So now they write the steps, and then they are very much sure that okay, these are the steps which I have to go ahead. Next is they work with the flowchart. Flowchart is nothing but pictorial representations. Like they'll start drawing something like this. They'll write here start, and then they will move to the next sign, and then they will write here input, what all inputs you want to take for that problem to solve, and then they will solve it. So this is nothing but the process, right? And then there will be some conditions, let's say if or else condition, and then the output. So what is this? This is a pictorial representation. The same algorithm which I wrote in English statement, I have covered it in a pictorial representation. So the algorithm which I wrote in steps, now it's written in this kind of format. Why I'm doing that? Because now it is much more easier. You have the arrows, you know where to go, you know what you have to do in this box. And see, all the boxes are different. Can you see this is a rhombus, this is a rectangle, this is a ellipse, right? This all are different kind of boxes, right? Now these boxes actually indicate that what are you going to do there in these things. Here the process will happen, here the input will happen. These ellipses are for start and stop. That is why we use the flowchart. Let's read the points one by one. So pictorial or graphical representation of an algorithm is nothing but the pseudocode. It enables visualization of the problem. That means you can easily visualize how this problem will work. Imagine I'm just talking about adding a number, adding two numbers. Imagine when a company gets a bigger project and you are preparing a flowchart of that, right? To prepare a flowchart of that in A4 size sheet, you can't do that, right? So all the team members, what they do basically, what I have seen, so they have a cabin, right? In the cabin, what they do is they start preparing the flowcharts in the glasses which is there in their cabin. They start preparing flowcharts on that, so that they'll be making sure that the procedure is happening in the correct manner. Okay, they write the algorithms in a document. They make the flowcharts in the mirrors or in the glasses around their cabin, right? And they start working on it. So those are the things which companies are doing, and that is why the products and the projects are happening or creating very easily, developing very easily. So it enables visualization, shows clear data flow with the help of arrows. That's what I mentioned. Can be used with non-technical audience too, right? So anybody can understand this, right? What do you think? If I show it to my mom, she will understand, right, what I'm doing here. Correct? Because I'm just inputting two variables and I'm processing it. I'm adding that. It's very easy to understand for a non-technical audience too. It has a definite start and end point. Where to start from, where to end. Right? You have that. So that is why a pictorial representation makes it really, really very easy for you to understand what and how to solve a problem. Let's take some questions from the comment. Okay, so the first question is log 0 E0. Those are nothing but your time complexity. Very good, Probit. Bharat is saying first buy Maggie. Yes, obviously you have to first buy Maggie. Okay. First buy Maggie, second boil in water, third let it cool, fourth stop. That is the most smallest algorithm. But still, Bharat, I need to correct you. So the algorithm which you have written, it is not having all the necessary informations. You said first buy Maggie, second boil in water. Then after that, where are you putting your Maggie? You're just boiling your water, right? Where is your Maggie? So you have left some informations there, right? So keep it correct and it will be done. Perfect. What about next? Deepak Yadav is asking how we write program to find out largest number among three numbers using nested if construct. Very good question. And this is also a problem. Try to solve it, write an algorithm, write the pseudocode, and then flowchart and write the program. But for a quick response to this question, you can use nested if else to solve this problem. Use the AND operator, compare all the numbers to each other, and if you compare all the numbers to each other using AND operator, once in a while you will get the largest number from those three numbers. This particular problem is there in many websites, so you can just check out that. Anyone can show how we can write that program? Yes, Deepak, I will be taking one program right now itself and I'll be showing you how to do it. Do we consider SDLC when writing an algorithm? Probe it. Very good question. Yes, we do follow SDLC, software development lifecycle. And yes, you have to do the requirements, all the gathering of requirements and all. This is also a part of SDLC. This what we are learning here is a part of SDLC. Perfect. Now, okay, I like it then when everybody is answering other doubts. Like I can see Snekita Sri, you are answering the question of other people. Very good. Perfect. Let's move ahead and let's see the last one, which is the pseudocode, right? Now, okay, I need to show the particular diagrams. What are the representations? So you can see I use the ellipse thing, right? This is for the terminal, start or end. Then we have for input or output, we have this parallelograms kind of thing. Then for processing, that means when you do a computational steps, right, like addition, subtraction and all, then we use this rectangle. And for decision making, like if condition or you have a loop, then those kind of things we use it a rhombus. Then we have this circle for on page connectors. On page connector means, let's suppose I'm writing a flowchart in one page, okay, and the flowchart is very big. It's very big and it is going to the same page. Let's say, let me draw it here. Something like this. I am creating the flowchart here. Okay. Something like I'm creating, and it doesn't end here. It should end here, but it's not ending. There are some more flowcharts which I have to draw. And I again started from here. The same thing. So what I will do, I will put a on page connector here. I'll put a circle here to make you identify that this flowchart is not getting end here. It's on page connector. That means I have connected this page using this symbol. So the flowchart will continue. It will continue. Right? Like that, we have one more connector which is off page. You must have understood what is off page. So suppose in one sheet you have completed the flowchart, but it didn't get end in that one page. You went to the another page, right? Not in the same page. On page, when you use it when you are on the same page. When you are on the same page. But off page means when your flowchart is going into the another page. Then we use this kind of connectors. Okay. So suppose in this page I am writing, and then I went to the another page. There I have to use this kind of symbol. Okay, and then I have to start writing the flowcharts. So this is on page connector and off page connector. Generally we don't use it because for a beginner you will be writing very simple programs. So for those simple programs you will have a very short duration or short flowcharts, right? So when you will work into 90 field, then your flowcharts will be bigger and you have to use on page connectors and off page connectors. And the very last symbol, which is an arrow. This is very, very important, which is a flow line and arrows. Right? So let's move to the next one, which is a pseudocode. Now, what is this pseudocode? Is it the proper code which we write using programming language? No, this is also not the proper code. Now I'll tell you what is it. Let's talk about first the algorithm. What was happening in algorithm? Those were the steps to be written in an English sentence, very normal. What was flowchart? Flowchart was nothing but the pictorial representation, right? Now coming to pseudocode, this is just a sample code, okay, which is not specific to a programming language. Now, if I want to explain you that how you will write a pseudocode for adding two numbers, so what you have to do, you have to write begin, the like start and stop you used to do. So yeah, like that we are writing begin, then input A, B. Then what you have to do? Display A plus B and then end. Now see, this is not looking like an algorithm because in algorithm we use a proper sentence, right? But here am I using proper sentence? No. In flowchart, what do? We do a pictorial representation. Am I using any pictorial representation here? No, right? In pseudocode, what do? We write it like a code, but without the programming language. So we start with begin, this is a code, input, this is a code, display is a code, and then end. So at a very short format, we are writing this particular pseudocode. Now you imagine how much easy it will be for you to write the programming language of this addition of two numbers. It will be really very easy for you to write this, right? That is why these things are important. That is why developers have come up with these three things. Because once you know how to do or write an algorithm, flowchart, and pseudocode, it's really very easy for you to solve a problem. Let's see the steps or the pointers. Pseudocode is step-by-step approach of a problem in simple English. It can be easily understood by a layman. Layman means that who are a beginner or a fresher. It does not follow any programming construct. It basically maps the flowchart in simple statements. So the flowchart which we have created, right? It maps it and makes it very easy for you to write the program. Serves in documentation purpose, which is vital in organizations. In organizations, what happens? The client needs a perfect programming overview of the product. They need an overview that what and how you are going to make my product, right? So for that, what they do, they write a pseudocode and they give it to the client. They say that, take your time and see whether my pseudocode fits your product. If it fits, we'll start writing it in a programming language and we will create that product. So it serves in documentation purpose, which is vital in organizations. Each pseudocode starts with a begin. To show some value, the word display is used, and pseudocode finishes with an end. If you can see, the same thing I've done here. We have written begin, input a comma b, display a plus b, and then end. Right? So now we know what is an algorithm. It's a step-by-step instructions written in very normal English statements. The second one is flowchart, which is the pictorial representation of algorithm. And the pseudocode is nothing but a sample code based on the flowchart which you have drawn, right? Now the next step for you is to write the program in your specific programming language, right? Now this was all theoretical. Let's do one problem and show you how we can do this, right? Now is the interesting part. So stick to the session till the end so that you can see what problem I have taken and how I have approached to solve that problem, right? Let me read some questions till then. Vinit Tiwari, what we should know or learn in first year of computer engineering? You should understand first the logic gates. Very important. If you are very new to coding, go for logic gates. Try to understand what are those things, because and, or, not, these are the gates which are very important for you to start and learn ahead more of the programming languages, whatever is there in the market. And then you can go with one programming language, which is C programming language, a very basic concepts you can start with, then jump to Java or Python. On-page connector means flowchart is continuous. Yes, Muhammad Ikran. The on-page connector means flowchart is continuous, but also it's on the same page. The flowchart which you're making, it's on the same page. Perfect. What about the next question? Is algorithm enough for a program construction or we need pseudocode? Snikita, it also depends on the developers. If you think that algorithm works fine for you, perfect, that's fine for you. It's just a helping methodology that pseudocode, flowchart, algorithm, these three things are there. If anybody, is very good with flowcharts, then he can go with flowcharts. If anybody is very good with pseudocode, go with pseudocode. All these three things are making your work easy, right? So choose anyone and go ahead. If you want to go ahead with all three, that is also fine. It depends on you. What maths topic in that we should strong for coding? Okay. Like I said, the logic gate, I know it's not a math concept, but still you should learn that. What is the best way to learn data science? We have so many videos in our Great Learning Academy for data science. Go ahead and see how you can start with that. So it will be a better option for you. And also guys, if you're liking this session, please hit like, and if you're not already subscribed to our channel, please subscribe it and hit the bell icon so that you will get a regular update on whatever videos we are coming up with, right? So please do that. Make sure that you're subscribing our channel. I will come up with lots of such particular topics and maybe you will learn coding in a very good manner with us, right? Okay. Now let's do the implementation, right? Let's go and see what is the problem we will solve now. We have half an hour. Let's do it, right? Now this is the problem which we are going to take. Check whether a given number is palindrome number or not. Now I don't know how many of you know what is a palindrome number. Let me explain you. Let's see what is the question first of all. It says check whether a given number. So one number will be given to you. Okay. You need to check whether that number is a palindrome number or not. Right? What is a palindrome number? Suppose I'm taking a number 1 1. Right? If you read 1 1 from this side or you read this number from that side, it's the same, right? 2 3 2. If you read it from this side Or if you read it from this side, it's the same, right? The same goes to this number, the same goes to this number. These all four numbers are palindrome. Correct? Now, let me give you one example. And you tell me whether this number is palindrome or not. Let's say I'm giving a number of 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. Quickly, guys, tell me this number is palindrome or not in the comment section. Just write yes, no, that's it. Just write yes or no, that's it. Please write yes or no. Okay, let me give you the second question as well. Let's write here 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. What about this one? Okay, perfect. I'm getting no. So this is not a palindrome number because you can't read it the same way opposite, right? What about the second one? Yes, it is, right? Yes, this is a palindrome number. Okay. Now this is our problem. What we have to do? We have to solve this. We have to solve it how? We have to solve it using the 4 steps. Do you remember those 4 steps which I showed you just half an hour ago when we started the session? I told you to bring a notebook and a pen and write those 4 steps, right? Quickly write in the comment box what are those 4 steps. Write it one by one. What are those 4 steps? And we will see how to solve this particular question or problem using those 4 steps, right? Let's solve the problem. So first of all, the first step was understand the problem clearly. So we need to understand the problem. What is it? Let's understand it. A number is considered to be a palindrome number if it remains the same when it is reversed. It remains the same when it is reversed, right? For an example, 1 1 2 3 2 2 4 4 2 6 4 6 4 6 4 6 7 7 6 4. Each of these numbers, when you will make it reverse, it's the same. That is what is palindrome. Now we have understood the problem clearly. Now what is the next step? Your task is to check if the given number is palindrome number or not, right? Very good. Thank you so much, guys, for replying. Perfect. Second is gather relevant information. Very good. Let's see what relevant information we are going to gather, right? Okay. Now have a look here. So what we will do, how to solve it. Algorithm. We are writing the algorithm. First step is start. Second is take 2 variables. One stores the given number. Let's say I have taken the A and it stores the given number, and the other stores the reverse number. For reverse number, I have to write the logic, right? I just can't get the reverse number, right? I have to write the logic for that. Now, find the reverse of the number and store it in the reverse number variable. So that means I have to write a logic and find the reverse number. When I get that reverse number, I need to put it here, right? Once I found that particular number, what I have to do? Check if the reverse number is equal to the given number. That means I have to write something like this: REV equals to A. Is it equals to A? Is it repeating? 1 to 1 is the number. Yes, it is. Now you got it that your number is palindrome or not. Okay. But the main thing here is the logic. What is the logic that you will work with to get the reverse number, right? So let's again first read the algorithm. Start, then take 2 variables. One stores the given number and the other stores the reverse number. Then find the reverse of the number and store it in the reverse number variable. Check if the reverse number is equal to the given number and then stop. Okay, so this is what is my algorithm for this problem. Now what we have to do? We have to do the flowchart, right? But before that, we need to check out this logic, right? What can be the logic to make the number reverse? Correct? We need to check the logic for that. Let's do it. Okay, let's do it. Now here, first of all, Let's take the number. So the number which I have taken is 1 to 1, right? And I'll be giving it to n. N is my variable, right? And also I'll be taking one more variable. I'll be taking rev and I'll give the value here 0. First, the reverse is 0, okay? And I'll be taking one more variable, reminder. Fine. Now let me show you what actually I'm doing here. Understand this very carefully. See, one thing I want to show you. Suppose everybody knows what is a division, right? Suppose I'm dividing this 1 to 1 number with a 10. How you will divide? 10 ones are 10, then 20, then here 10 twos are 20. Okay, sorry. This will be 1. And here I got 1, right? This is called as what? This is called as quotient, and this is called as reminder. I'll tell you why I'm doing this and why I'm showing you this. See, now, if I write that 1 to 1 modulus of 10, this is called as modulus. Okay, this is called as modulus, the percentage symbol. In programming language, whenever you use a percentage symbol, right, the meaning of that is that this will give you the reminder. What is the reminder? I'm getting 1. Correct? Now, if I write 1 to 1 divided by 10, then this is the division. What this will give? This will give the quotient. What is the quotient? 12. Correct? So, this will give you the reminder and this will give you the quotient. Remember this. So, when you're using the modulus, here we want reminders, so we use perfect. Yes, very good. Okay, the comments are really the audience is very good today. Now, so you got the reminder and you got the quotient, right? Now, what is happening here? Have a look. I'm trying to explain you something. See here, if the number is 121 and if I have to divide the number into two parts, one part I'll be using the modulus 10 and one part I'll be doing the divide 10. What is coming in modulus 10? I'm getting 1, and what is coming in divide 10? I'm getting 12. Don't you think the number is getting splitted? The number 1 to 1 is now splitted, right? Here it's 1 2 and here it's 1. So it got splitted, right? Let's split it more. Let's split this 1 2. What if I split this 2? So here again percentage 10 and here again divide 10. Right? What you will get? See, now you don't have to divide. Don't go and divide. Just split it. Done. Yes, you have splitted it. Now what we can do? Again we can split this. But will it get splitted? If I do percentage 10 here and if I do divide 10 here, this will give you 1 but this will give you 0. So what have you got here? 1, 2, 1. Now read it from this side. This is the reverse number. This is the reverse number which I got here, right? If I read these all reminders which is left, I got my reverse number. Right? Let's take another example and show you how does it happen. 1 to 1 we have seen. Let's take another example, so that you will understand in a better way. So if I write 1 2 3 2 1, right? If I divide, let's say percentage 10 and here I have modulus 10, what will you get here? You'll get 1. Here you'll get 1 2 3 2. Then again 1 2 3 2. Then again 12 3. Then again 1 2. Then again, and finished. What are you getting in the reverse? 1 2 3 2 1, and that is what is your reversed. Right? This is the logic which we will use in our program. Let's see how to write it in a programming way. Okay, so let me erase these things and let's do it in a programming way, right? Till then you guys can please ask doubts. Any doubts you have, please ask it. Okay, let me do one thing. Let's discard this and open it again. Perfect. Okay, so we got here what all things? We got n equal to 121. Then we got the reverse equal to 0, right? And we have the remainder. Now we have to write the formula. So first, what did we do? We found the reverse number, right? How did we find the reverse number? REV equal to n modulus 10. Can I do that? N modulus 10, that means 1 to 1 modulus 10 will give you how much? It will give you 1, right? Then I'll write one more formula for remainder. Okay, sorry, this is remainder, right? This is the remainder and this is the reverse. So for reverse, what I have to do? Reverse into 10 plus remainder. How much I'll get? Reverse is 0 into 10 plus remainder is how much? 1. So how much you'll get? 1. So reverse you got 1. Now the chance is for division. So 1 to 1 divided by 10 will give you how much? It will give you 12. Now the updated value is 12, right? So what have we got here? We got here the first reversed value, which is 1. See, 1 to 1 reversed value is first what? 1, correct? Now what we will do? We will write a while loop so that we can execute these things again and again till the time n becomes 0. Once n becomes 0, then we can't do the swapping, right? So here we will write n is not equal to 0. Now see, n is what? 121. 121 is not equal to 0. So this is the first step which happened. Now let's go to the second loop. What is n? N value is 12. 12 is not equal to 0. Yes, it is not. So let's find the remainder. N modulus 10. That means n is 12 now, right? So 12 modulus 10 will give you how much? It will give you 2. What about the reverse? What about the reverse? Reverse into 10. What is the reverse value? Reverse value is 1. Can you see here? This is the reverse value, right? You got 1 here. Then into 10 plus remainder. You got 12. See, now you got the reverse value 12. Slowly we are getting to the answer, right? Let's do it. N divided by 10. 12 divided by 10. How much we'll get? 1. Now what is the updated value of n? 1. Let's put it in the while loop. 1 not equal to 0. Okay, this is also true. So we have to again do it. So Rem equal to 1 modulus 10 will give you 1. Rev equal to, what is the Rev? 12 into 10 plus 1. You got 121 as your reverse value. How much is n I will get? If I do this, I'll get how much? 0 point something. Now if I put this new updated value in while loop, which is n not equal to 0, n is an integer. Okay, it's an integer. So you can't put a decimal value there. So 0 is not equal to 0 is false. And then you compare your REV. So I'm writing here. Then you compare your REV with n. REV value is 121. But what is n value? N value is 0.00, right? That's where we did wrong, right? What we have to do basically, in the starting of the program itself, what we need to do, we have to save this n to a temporary variable so that the number 1 to 1 will be saved. So we have to do this temp equal to n. So this n value, that is 121, will get saved in temp. Okay. Now once it gets saved into temp, you have to compare this with the temp, not with n. Temp is how much? 121. This is a palindrome. This is the palindrome number. How do we got to know? Because it is equal. Perfect, guys. I hope the logic is understood. Sir, what we have to do if the question is to find highest tree number of palindrome? Highest tree number of palindrome, Prashant Pandey, I didn't get your question. Can you please write it in a correct manner? Okay. Now, I hope you understood the logic. If you have not understood, go again back to the video, start from the solve the problem and see what we have done here, right? Now we have written the algorithm. We have to this particular code. We have to make the flow chart. Remember that we have used three formulas here. One is this one is this one, and another one is this one, right? Remember this. Now let's start with the third process, which is process the information. That means the flow chart. We have to now process the information. Let's process it. So first the start. This is how we write it, right, in Eclipse. Then we have to declare n reverse equal to 0, reminder, number and input n. This number is actually the temp. Okay, remember the temporary variable which I took? This is what it is. So we have n reverse equal to 0, the number and the input n. So we have to input n. Let's say again the number is 121. What happens next? The while loop, right? N is not equal to 0, is it? N is 121. 121 is not equal to 0. True. So it comes down, right? So it comes down, do these three things. Remember the three coding which I wrote there? The logic. This was the logic, right? This is where we were dividing the number. This is where we are putting the reverse. And this is where we were getting the quotient. And suppose this when becomes false, it comes down and goes to this particular condition where we are comparing the number, that means the temp, this is the temporary variable, with the reverse variable. And either it can be true or it can be false, right? So when it is true, it will say number is a palindrome. If it is false, it will say number is not a palindrome, and end. Have a look how beautifully it's designed, and now it's so simple to understand how to write the logic for palindrome coding, right? You can see how structured it is and how easily now you will be able to understand what you have to do. When the condition is correct, you have to go down. When the condition is not correct, directly skip this part and go to the next one. Here also one condition is there. When it is false, then what you have to do. When it is true, and then what you have to do. Everything is written in quite a very good manner, right? This is a very important logic in palindrome programming. If you are a beginner, get it that this particular question will be asked in your interview. Let's say 90%. 90% chance is there that this. So if you're a fresher or beginner preparing for an interview, wanted to crack an interview, prepare these kind of questions. Very, very important. That is why I took this program today in today's session, right? So we have written the algorithm, we have written the flow chart. What is left? The pseudo code. Let's write the last thing, which is the pseudo code, and the last step, which is the arriving at the solution. Now I'm going to give you 1 minute of time. Have a look at this pseudocode and understand. Let me know whether you can understand this particular pseudocode or not, because it's so easy and I've written the same things whatever I've taught you in the programming logic. Mohammed Ikran, nice explanation. Thank you, Ikran. I hope you liked this session. If you please liked it, please subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. We have flowchart too. Yes, we have it and I showed you, right? Sir, what you have to do? Okay, that question I have read. Okay, Manwa Jadhav. I am from commerce background doing CMF final. My area will be deep budgeting and forecasting. From what I should start with if I want to learn data analytics. Perfect. You are doing very good, by the way. And if you want to learn data analytics, start learning the all database concepts, okay, and then move to data analytics. Don't start directly with data analytics. And we have also some courses on these in Great Learning Academy. Try to go there and look for those free courses so that you can get benefited out of it for free, right? The next questions, simply how to find highest number of palindrome number means it may be 3 digit or 4 digit. Okay, Prashant Pandey, I got your question. Yes, you can also do that. And let me see if I can come up with a video on this. Yes. And if not, then please go and see the explanation in Google, right? Type it or else go to Great Learning blogs, right? Maybe you can find it there. You have a blog page also for Great Learning. Perfect. Now, I hope this pseudocode you guys must be seeing, and you can see it's more easily like a flowchart, right? The same things are given just in words. So you have first of all the declaration, then input, then this is the temp thing. Do you remember? We are transferring our number into a temporary variable, right? Then we have written the while loop. This loop will go for how many times? 3 times. If your input is 1 to 1. If your n is 1 to 1, this loop will run 3 times, right? Because in the fourth time, what will happen? This n will become 0. And 0 not equal to 0 is false, right? So it will come to end do. So while loop will end, it will start from the if statement. If the number is double equal to the reverse, then it is a palindrome number. Otherwise, that means else. Else is nothing but otherwise. If you guys know what is if and else, you must be knowing what is it. If and else concept, conditional statements. And then you will display given number is not a palindrome number. So this is what is your algorithm, flowchart and pseudocode. And you can see how much easy it is making our logic to solve a problem, right? I hope you liked the session, and please try to solve all these kind of problems using algorithm, flowchart and pseudocode. Trust me, it will really help you. It helped me and most other developers. So try to solve a problem using and drawing a flowchart. Try to get the logic. Even if you are learning from websites, draw a logic, draw a flowchart of your own. Write an algorithm of your own. You'll get a habit. Trust me, it will help you in an interview. We have cracked so many interviews, right? We know what is there, what they ask. In interviews, it's a very important question. What is algorithm? How do you write a flowchart? What are the diagrams that are used in flowchart? Ellipse, rectangle, parallelogram. What does it mean? And how to write a sentence for beginners in interview. Trust me. So all the best. Have a great learning and keep rocking. This much was for today's session. I'll meet you very soon. Bye bye. Take care.